All right, we live.
Shalom, shalom, Israel. Let's put that up some more. We don't want to interrupt nobody accidentally. Shalom, Israel. Shalom, Israel. Hey, this is a sex trafficking, pedophilia. All right, we got yellow vests. We got librarians that are registered pedophilia, registered sex offenders that are teaching kids at story time. All right, and you know it had to be a so-called white man because ain't no black man gonna come to a library, kids at story time, and they not check his background. Had to be. All right, and then you got pedophilia in the Roman Catholic Church for the past 25 years. Pedophilia. It's strong, man. But first and foremost, I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to the Most High God, Yahweh, and we do so in the name of His only begotten Son, Hamashiach Yahushai. This is an F.O.R. camp. All right. Therefore, we're about to get into business. A manifestation, Moab right across, living like a man. What's going on, brother? Hey, what's wrong with you, man? I want to see something. Step on it. Step on it. You think that's Jesus? No. Step on it. They crush that in. They crush that. You just want to see how, destroy our people. What's your father's nationality? I'm sorry, I didn't know. You don't think you want to know? I already know. Great. Okay, so we just conversation with you, bro. What's your father's nationality? You don't start that. Trust the white man. You like that. You know what I'm saying? He don't trust a lot of your drink. You know what I'm saying? We just put him under the foot. You know what I'm saying? So what's your father's nationality? God. Huh? God. Yeah, but you're the seed of a man. That's not my father, though. You're the seed of a man. That's not my father, right? That's not? No, it's not that. So why isn't he your father? Because we ain't our father. So you're not allowed to call your dad your father? So is that in you? It's the New Testament. Why you say the New Testament? That's all I read. That's all you read. Why you only read the New Testament? Because like I said, I don't know. It's just that's what I had. That's what I had. I know why. I know why. That's good. That's good. We're not over here to see how much you know. We want to see what you do. That's all. We want to see what you know. Read that.
This is the book of health, chapter 3.
I know why. Go ahead.
Habakkuk, chapter 3, verse 18.
This is why.
What profited the graven image?
What profited the graven image? Give me Exodus 20 and 5. Read.
That the maker thereof had graven it. The molten image.
The what?
The molten image.
The one that you're wearing. Read.
And a teacher of lies.
A what?
A teacher of lies.
That's him right there. The Virgin Mary, right there, that white woman that's carrying so-called him, which ain't him. That's why you only read the New Testament. Because the Old Testament gonna tell you this. Read.
Exodus chapter 20, verse 5. Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them. For the Lord thy God is a jealous God, visiting the iniquity of the fathers.
Where do the Bible come from? Okay, you got a bunch of knowledge. Now just test it. Knowledge means science. And science means to know. To know means knowledge, understanding, and wisdom. All I'm doing is giving you understanding with the knowledge that you already have. I'm not going to say that you're a stupid man. I would never say that. I'm not. Let me ask you this. Hold on, let me finish. Let the Most High come out. Let the Most High come out first. Read.
unto the third and fourth generation of them that hate me.
You gotta read that a little better.
Unto the third and fourth generation of them that hate me.
Start from the top.
Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them or serve them. Honor the Lord thy God, whom a jealous God, visiting the children unto the third and fourth generation of them that hate me.
See, because the law, which where the Bible comes from, whole Bible comes from the law. All the prophets in the Tanakh were reiterating what's in the law. So we're not going over to Habakkuk. He's reiterating what's in the law. Everybody is reiterating what's in the law. Because you don't know the law, you error. Read that.
Yeah. Habakkuk chapter 3, verse 18. What profited the graven image?
What profit the graven image, man? What does it profit you to have one on your neck? Read again. It's visiting the iniquities of the children because of your father, because of your mother. They are in error. Read.
What profited the graven image?
What?
What profited the graven image?
Read.
That the maker thereof had graven the molten image and a teacher of lies, that the maker of his work therein to make dumb idols.
You got that? Read that.
This is Exodus chapter 34, verse 17. Thou shalt make thee no molten gods.
I'm gonna prove that one more.
Wait. Is it my turn to talk now?
Go ahead.
Alright. You said I don't have to. You said you're comfortable with me.
Exodus 20. Honor thy mother. Go ahead.
But doesn't say grace and that we should each other with equal? Shouldn't we want each other with equal? Shouldn't we both love each other? All of us. Everybody.
All of us, everybody.
You shouldn't be the one to say that you're up to or we're up to no faster or knowledge than me. You know what I mean? That's what you said. You said let him speak first.
No, I said let the Most High speak.
That's why
The Most High is above you. God is above you.
yeah, but that's not hard.
No, he's reading his word.
But
Let the Most High speak. He's reading his word. He's not going to come down in this altar. He's just reading his word.
Alright, so let me ask you this. Do you know what third eye is?
What?
Third eye.
I have a third eye. I can look. I can see. I got ears to hear.
I've never seen it.
I got ears to hear.
That knowledge from God. I didn't know you can give it to me. Read it.
Well,
So,
where you get your knowledge of God from?
I got it from the Bible. I got it from the Bible.
Read that one.
I read the New Testament.
You got that?
This is
But you
Exodus.
said the only father you have is in heaven, right?
That's the only father. He said the only father you have is in heaven, and don't call only men on earth your father, because the only father you have is up there.
Okay, let's figure this out. Read.
Exodus chapter 20, verse 12. Honor thy father and thy mother.
That what?
Honor thy father and thy mother,
Read.
that the days may be long upon the land.
So the what?
The days that must be Salah. That thy days may be long upon the
Hey,
land.
spit that out your mouth. You can't read that. He said, honor thy father and thy mother. So the days upon thy land will be long.
Proverbs chapter 1, verse 8.
Read.
My son,
My what?
my son,
My what?
my son,
Read.
hear the instruction of thy father.
Hear the what?
Hear the instruction of thy father.
Hear the instructions of thy father. So the days upon thy land will be long. The one that is on earth. He said, thy father and thy mother. So you have thy father in heaven and your father on earth. That you are allowed to call your father and your dad, your Abba.
I call dad,
The Most High said you can.
but I'm calling.
Okay, but that's between you and your father. I can't
It's
tell
not
you
my
what to
father
do.
though.
Okay, let me ask you this.
It's my dad.
The man that the seed where you came from, what nationality is he? He's a black man? He's so-called black. Okay, cool. What about his father? What about your mother?
Italian, black.
She's Italian and she's black. What about her father?
Italian.
Okay, she's an Edomite. All right, give me number 48. Give me Deuteronomy 28:47.
I'm on the right track though. You don't need to talk to me about this. You should talk to everybody else. I mean,
So okay then,
I'm on the right track.
how can you receive salvation? Matter of fact, hold up. Your dad is black. Is that a nationality?
Bro, you asking things like I don't don't worry about something. What I worry about is what I learned. What I learned is I fast. If I had done plenty of times, I pray. I should not sin. If I sin, I should repent for my sins. I should preach the word of God, which I have done in New York. I'm now here now.
Right.
So many things that I have done. So many things he has done for me. I learned how to be open.
Listen,
But you need to talk to these people, not me. You see how you stop me? I'm sorry, you stop me.
you calling yourself F.O.R. color. You said you are a black man, right? But you're brown. You said your father's a black man, but he's brown. That's not a nationality.
I just get mad when you say black. It's like, at the end of the day, bro.
Okay, what's your nationality? Give me numbers 1 and 2.
But it don't matter to me.
That's a proverb. That's a Bible. You got
I'm not trying to be
Bible.
disrespectful. I'm not trying to be disrespectful.
I know you're not.
I'm just
Well, hold
saying,
on. Read this. See, this is why we're contention. This is why the contention and the argument is coming from. This is the contention between us. We're debating and we're arguing. We're not arguing real loud, but it's an argument. Know why? Read that. Go for it.
Proverbs chapter 13, verse 10.
Read it.
Only by pride,
Only by what?
only by
Your
pride,
pride, your accomplishments, things that you've done in your life. You're letting the things that you've done in your life, what?
that's not me.
cometh contention.
We're arguing right now. Because you say that you know a lot.
Because of him, though. I didn't learn it on my own. He gave me the knowledge. So what you're saying is that it's not right for me to hurt the love that I had and be grateful he done it. He's done a lot for me. If it wasn't for him, I would have no soul. If it wasn't for him, I would have to work a 9 to 5 like everybody else. Like, you know what? Instead of working 9 to 5,
Numbers,
you wanna know
chapter
what I
1, verse 18. And they assembled
You're
all
going to
the
read the word of God. Let him bring it out.
and they assembled all the congregation together on the first day of the second month, and they declared their pedigrees
Their bloodline,
after their families by the house of their fathers.
after their families, by the house of their father. You're who your father is. So if you're who your father is, you're who your father is from the beginning of time. It's about patrilineage.
What about souls? You know what I'm talking about that?
Your soul?
Yes.
What about your
In New
character?
York, I would have lost my soul, but because of him, I didn't lose my soul.
No man can take your soul but the Most High God.
Okay, let me say this. He gives us the will and choice to do that.
So you got free will?
Yeah.
All right, give me Deuteronomy 28:15. Give me Deuteronomy 28:1. Let's see if there's free will.
Let me say this though. What about marijuana? You want to talk about that when people go by?
You can, but we're going to deal in order.
That's a big difference.
You just asked me one question. Now you ask me that question. I will answer that question after I answer this question. All right. After that, give me Genesis 1 and 29. After we read these two, we're going to answer your question. That's all we're going to do.
I feel bad that I stepped on that though.
No, don't feel bad.
Even if that's wrong in the 60s, it doesn't matter.
Is that Jesus?
I still don't want to anything that I don't.
Okay, we'll find out. Okay.
I shouldn't do that though.
We're going to find out if you did. We're going to find out what you did right now is right or wrong. Because then you're telling me that I made you transgress the law.
I'm not saying that.
No,
What I'm saying
I
is
kicked him out there. No, it wasn't.
free will.
I talked you into it. I kicked it in there.
You didn't talk into anything.
Go ahead and read that.
I did it on my own.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 15.
Read.
But it shall come to pass.
It shall what?
But it shall come to pass.
Read.
Thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe, to do all his commandments and the statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses,
And all these what? Read.
shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
So he's saying, if we don't listen, a lot of curses is going to come upon you and take you. Read.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 1. And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and to do all his commandments, which I command thee this day.
So you got to listen and do the commandments. That whatever he said, listen and do them. Read.
That the Lord thy God will set thee on high.
The so-called black, Hispanic, and Native Indians are not on high. They're at the bottom, but we do everything better than everybody else. Is that it?
Above all nations.
Above what?
Above all
So
nations.
he said here, set us up above all nations. Everybody is not equal. So that answers your very first one. You said everybody should be equal. We're not. Okay, real quick. So that answers right there. Answers right there. There is no free will. He said either do what I tell you to do or you're cursed. There's no free will.
I said you everyone like
No. What are your questions,
I
man?
said we should treat each other like.
I asked you, do we have free will? Because you were speaking about everybody should have free will.
I said no. I said everybody does have free will.
Okay, everybody has free will.
It's sin. It's sin. It's sin. It's sin.
I just proved.
It's sin.
Listen,
It's sin.
I just proved. Everybody has free will.
Yes.
Everybody don't have the law.
When you're up.
Roll.
Alright, I got this. Alright, I get it. Alright.
So hold on real quick. Let me bring that guy talk first.
Alright,
Stop.
Stop.
I will. Stop.
I'll stay here for 25 minutes.
There's no free will.
Listen.
Can we get that together?
You got it there.
Can we?
You got it there.
Can we come to that understanding? Hold on. Can we come to that understanding that what I just brought out, precept upon precept, that there's no free will? Can you agree? What I just brought out.
Like I said, the New Testament and that Testament is different.
So you saying the law is done away with?
One of us is right and the other one's wrong. Or
It only can be right. Hey.
So I'm right too.
Every man a lie and the Most High be the truth. All right.
Alright, wait. Answer this though. Do you have your mind open?
Do I have my way?
Is your mind open?
I got ears to hear and eyes to see.
You got your mind open. That's what it is. Your mind open though. Is your senses open? I don't think so. Is your senses open? I'm not saying I'm better than anybody. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, I'm on the right track here. If I wasn't, I would be dead right now. Because a guy tried to kill me back in November and grew up because I was doing what God wanted me to do. I was telling people about what He had done to me. I was preaching, I was getting out the scriptures, the Bible study of Jesus Christ. I was doing all these things that no one told me to do. I did it because He wanted me to do it. And in return for that, He's gonna bless me. He's blessing me now. I'm here on my own. Back in Europe, just with my family. None of them have a car open. None of them have a soul. I'm the only one. I'm the middle child of my family. So I never had anything anyway. You don't know what I had to go through. I had to go through witchcraft. I had to go through astral projections. I had to go through this. I had to go through all this shit. And I never went to cry and complain about it. I only cried when I was lonely. And I only cried when I felt like no one loved me. And so He let me know He loved me. You don't know what He did for me? You know, my third eye. When He did that, I started seeing things the way He was supposed to. So, like, you know me? Like, I'm chosen, bro. Like, that's what I'm trying to say. I'm chosen. And I understand what you're saying. I'm saying, what I'm saying is, I don't think that
So let me ask you this question. I gotta ask you this. How do you get ridiculous?
I asked for it. I seek it.
Give me
I
that.
asked for it.
No, give me that.
I asked for it.
Okay. You asked him for it, right? So he didn't give you any rules. He didn't give you any rules. He didn't tell you how you get it. You just said,
what do you say? In the name of Jesus Christ. I say in the name of Jesus Christ. I need to repent for my sins, Father. And please forgive me for my sins. And I name the sins that I have done. If it's masturbation, because I don't have a girl, so I repent for that. If it's a lot of things that I repent for. I repent for every single thing.
it's all about repentance.
When I eat meat, I repent.
It's all about
And if
repentance.
the Bible tells me I
Hey,
can
read
eat
that
that
real
meat.
quick. Because he's having a hard time doing it.
It's not. I told my eyes open, bro. I'm chosen.
Matthew chapter 18, verse 2.
Watch this.
And Jesus called a little child unto him.
Hey, come here. Jesus called a little child unto him, so I'm gonna do the same thing in Hebrew. I'm gonna play it back. He called a little child unto him. Read.
And set him in the midst of them.
I'm gonna set him in the middle of us, right? Read.
And said, Verily, I say unto you, except ye be converted,
You what?
except ye be converted,
Converted means repent. Stop doing what you're doing. Read.
come as little children.
And become as little children. What does a little child need? Nourishment, guidance, understanding, which you need. You need guidance, nourishment, understanding.
Ye shall not
A little child
enter into the
is
kingdom
not
of
gonna
heaven.
Don't talk. He's gonna listen. He's gonna keep on listening, bro. You think you know everything?
It's not that I know.
Read.
Ye shall not enter into the kingdom of
You
heaven.
ain't gonna enter into the kingdom of heaven unless you repent like this little child. Okay, that's fine.
Let me see what I did today. Let me see what I did today.
Go back over there.
Let me see what I did today. Let me see what I did today. Because in the Bible it says, do not go and do not. I don't think it's not today. I'm not Bible. But when he says,
Where's that?
listen. I read the New Testament, bro. Look, let me see what I did today. Because he don't like it when you talk about it. Because that's how you're showing off.
Okay, let me ask you a question.
I handed out. I had $50 in my pocket today. Out of $50 I spent $3 of it on my own self, and I gave it to. I spent $20 on a guy for me on the floor. I gave $20 today, not because God's gonna give me money in return, but because God was thinking before. Yeah, those speakers on. His feet was dirty. His hands were dirty. His clothes were dirty. I gave him $2 million. I bought him a Big Mac, large, whatever, bill, and I told him to change. He hugged me afterwards. I didn't tell him don't hug me. I gave him a $5 anything. I hugged him anything. I had my eyes closed up. That don't matter to me. Another guy I seen, thought I was crazy. I was walking. I told him, I said, yo, you hungry? I took you to something to eat. He tells me, oh yeah. But I told him his whole thing because I see a Chinese spot. He's like, no, he got scared. So I told him, all right, fine, come right here's the story. It's a little dining place right here. He said, all right, I'll just take a photo. Went in there, the guy said he didn't have green tea. So I said, you want that? He's like, no. He said, I'll take a soda. I said, all right, fine, I'll take a soda. I walked off after I gave him the soda, walked off. I felt like, damn, let me give him some money. I'm making you some money. Let me change that. It's like $17, $18, $19 that I want to keep. I didn't do that because I'm looking for anything in return. As you see now, I'm broke. I have no money in my pocket. I have my pocket home and my ID. That's all I have. I don't have anything to do right now. Dad, I have brothers and sisters and I'm singing right now. And you wanna know why I did all that? Because I know I can do great. God got me. I know what to do. I'm hungry right now. I didn't eat yesterday, and all I had today was 4 or 5 times. I had about 4 or 5 of those little skinny chips. I ate a couple of those, and I came because it's not hitting my body. All I drink now is water. I don't smoke marijuana no more. With my friends, I call my friends up. I drink water. I don't drink no alcohol. What y'all tell me, bro? Like, you feel me? I know I'm a special person. Now tell me what I just said. Tell me that made you feel okay. This kid, he's on the right track. He don't need to be like how you told these people right here. Even if they don't want to hear it, you need to tell them to know it. I'm on the right track. Tell me that was a nice little word though. And it's up to some short lie. I mean, yeah, money's for all you do. Money don't mean nothing. But the guy sleeping on the floor.
Money do good too.
If a guy sleeping on the floor and he needs money, and I have it, I'm gonna give it to him.
Well, let's see. We're going to see if we keep it connected. We're going to bring up something. And we're going to see if we keep it. All right, read that.
This is Leviticus chapter 25, verse 1. And the Lord spake unto Moses at Mount Sinai, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them, When ye come into the land which I give you, then shall the land keep a Sabbath unto the
That's the land Sabbath. That's giving the land rest. Do you keep, I'm good. Do you keep the Sabbath? Do you keep the Sabbath?
Do I not be on the Sabbath on Sunday?
Keep the Sabbath.
Do I not be on Sundays?
You keep the Sabbath. Sunday is the first day of the week. It's Friday night to Saturday. You keep the Sabbath.
What do you mean by that?
Do you keep it?
What do you mean by that?
You keep the Sabbath.
You gotta explain it to me.
The Sabbath is a day of rest.
So do I
This
not?
was yesterday.
So what you're saying is, do I what? Stay home every day?
Friday night to Saturday night is the Sabbath. Sabbath of rest. Do you keep the Sabbath? Friday night to Saturday. Okay. If you don't know what I do, we're breaking it. You keep the Passover.
What?
The Passover.
I told you I read the New Testament, bro, and I'm sure they tell you.
You don't keep the Passover. Do you keep the Feast of Lights?
Bro, do you gotta know? I'm gonna keep saying that because that's
Do
what
you
it's all
keep
about.
the Feast of Lights? Read that.
No, you don't.
This is 1 John chapter 2, verse 4. He that saith, I know him, and keepeth not his commandments, is a liar, and the truth is not in him.
That's how I said you a liar. You're not keeping the Sabbath, man.
I don't like being called a liar. I don't like being called that.
Bro, you said you know him. If I call you a liar, why don't you just humble
Who do you
down?
think unlocked my Torah to me, bro?
The most high like your
Oh
God.
my God! You saying most high? I mean, yeah, you can call him that, but I call him Father God, bro. What are you trying to tell me? Are you recording, bro? You recording? It's recording?
So, check it out. Here, man.
Nah, I'm a holiday, bro.
This is. No, we got. It's not the point, bro. If I was a white man out here, you'd be listening. Every turn I make, you talk. You talk, you're not
Because
listening.
you're not gonna teach me something I already. I
You
know
don't
my
know.
knowledge. I know my knowledge, bro. You
don't know.
can't tell somebody when they know knowledge from them to go and be like, oh, well, I know knowledge from you too, and this knowledge is right and your knowledge is wrong. That's what you're telling me. I'm gonna keep my knowledge, bro. And my knowledge got me this far.
I'm
My
not the
knowledge
same.
got me this far. I'm a good person, bro. And I know I am. You need to talk to this man right here.
Okay, who is he?
Just talk to him, bro. Like I told you, bro.
Who is he? Identify him.
Sean is hard, bro.
He's
That's how I look at it. That's how I look at it, though. That's how I look at it, bro. Even if they are evil, bro. Even if they are evil, bro, I still look out. I still bring it up.
women means colored men. You got to have melanin to be human. He's subhuman.
Like I said,
I'm telling you the truth. He's subhuman.
And I don't like walking off because it's like, I know, but it's like, my third eye, you know the third eye open is, right? Do you know what that is, bro? Because do you know what it is, bro? Do you know the power of it? Do you know what it is? Do you know what it is? Do you know the type of knowledge you were able to
Oh yeah. Second Ezra, chapter 6, verse 54. And after these, Adam also, whom thou madest Lord of all thy creatures.
Who made us what?
Lord of all thy creatures.
Idle one. All right, made him the idle one of all his creatures. Lord, Master, read.
Of him come we all.
Of him come we all. Everybody come from Adam, man. Read.
And the people also whom thou hast chosen.
And the what?
And the people also whom thou hast
So he
chosen.
made a separation. He said, of Adam come we all, and the people whom thou hast chosen. All right, there's a big difference. Read.
Have I spoken before thee, O Lord, because thou madest the world for our sake.
For what?
For our sake.
This is Ezra. He's saying that the Most High made the world for our sake. For our sake. For our benefit. All right? For what we want to do, how we want to do it, when we want to do it, how we want to build it, how we want to ship it. What part do we want it? He made it for our sakes. All right? Read.
As for the other
And
people,
what?
as for the other people,
Now he look like he's about to get real into it. As for the other people, and that's like, Ezra sitting right there. And as for the other people, you know what I'm saying? As for the other people, read.
which also come of Adam,
As for the other people, which also come of Adam, you got your so-called white people, you got your so-called Chinese, you got your so-called Polynesians, all right? You got your so-called Asians, so-called American white folks. You got all of them. They also come of Adam, all right? But thou, whom he has chosen, read.
thou hast said that they are nothing.
Not the people he has chosen are not nothing, but those other nations, man. Read.
But be like unto spittle.
He said what?
But be like unto spittle.
That means he gonna spit on it. If he said they be like unto spittle, man, if I just spit on the ground, that's how much he feels about it. Man. He doesn't care that much about it. He's not caring about that saliva, that moisture mucus that just came out of his mouth. He's not caring about that, man. But let's get back to why we came, sex trafficking, pedophilia, and rioting. Right? Let's get on there. All right. Hey, what's going on, brother? How you doing, man? You got a mouthful of gold, man. Hey, you know King Solomon had a bunch of golden jewelry in his mouth. Hell yeah. Hey. You can read loud. Good, can you do it? Can you read? Got it there. Don't stand opposed. Who's watching that? Stay circumcised. Check the camera. Now, this is where it gets scary all the time. See, because they rapping R. Kelly, they rapping Bill Cosby up.
He's already wrapped up.
Yeah, he's wrapped up.
Yeah, he
Signed,
wrapped
sealed,
up.
and delivered.
Signed, sealed, delivered. He wrapped up.
Yeah.
And they denying the charges after he's in prison. So
After he's in prison,
right, they denying
that's
that.
a setup, man.
That's straight setup. And then R. Kelly, I always say this. Yeah, but the consent came from the parents. That's what's not being brought out.
Yeah.
And they signed consent agreements. You know what I'm saying? And on top of that, his attorney. Now, client and attorney privilege means that the attorney is not supposed to say anything detrimental to his client. They got him on the wraps. He basically squealing on R. Kelly on some stuff.
Your attorney?
Your attorney, your mouthpiece. That's why you only tell the attorney what he need to know. That's the game. That's always been the game.
Too comfortable with his attorney.
Too comfortable. You never tell your attorney everything. He only needs to know what he needs to win.
Well, black folks these days, they get an attorney, they doing something. They do. They big time. They got somebody to talk to them, to go in front of the white man. To, you know, it's like the more impressed thing. Hey, girl, you just talk to my attorney.
Yeah, but it gets into the whole. It gets into the whole other topic. Pro se, basically, you know, to represent yourself, but then you get into the whole ramification as far as sovereignty and all that other stuff. I didn't feel like being against that. But yeah, man, I mean, they're just throwing them under the bus. You know, I heard they're trying to get Damon Dash on some child support.
Damn. Hey, I like what T.I. said. T.I. said that this is just a hit out on black culture.
Yeah.
Especially with the thing with Michael Jackson and Neverland.
Yeah. Yeah, that
is dead. Trying to
you basically trying to change public opinion against them here in America, mind you. So now you can somehow, I don't know how they're gonna do it, but somehow they want to take what he owns. That's what they're going after, and he owns. See, it was a hit because Michael Jackson was in a position to basically give black entertainers the rights to their publishing because he owned half of Sony. He owned the Beatles catalog. He owned Elvis Presley catalog. That's money. Money. Beatles, Elvis Presley. Let me see who else. Like I think he owned part of the Rolling Stones catalog.
Yeah.
So
that's money.
That's money.
Rolling Stones right there.
Right, but I'm saying Beatles is money. Elvis Presley is money. Okay, so when you look at the catalogs, and then I'm saying he owned half of Sony.
Yeah.
Based on his rights. Okay, same with Prince. Same with Prince.
What did Prince own?
His music alone was worth billions.
Yeah.
And that's not even counting what he ain't released. He had a whole vault full of music that he didn't release.
Yeah.
Look, it was a hit on both of them because they were in a position to basically take over the music industry and basically put people over their distribution and their copyright. That's why they went after Jay Prince, Suge Knight, and Damon Dash when they tried to start the black distribution company.
Yeah.
Jay-Z snitched them out.
Jay-Z snitched them out? We're gonna make a video called Jay-Z a snitch.
I mean, it's already.
Huh?
It's already.
We're gonna put it another way. Jay-Z a snitch. He snitches on his own.
I mean, you gotta look at all the videos out, and then they'll just you can connect the dots. Because once they got rid of Rockefeller Records, or what was it, Rockefeller? Yeah, Rockefeller Records. Once they got rid of Damon Dash out the picture, they basically gave the company to Jay-Z.
Jay-Z, that's why he getting big like that, because he snitched on him.
And then he in bed with him. That's why his companies are relatively untouched, because he's in bed with him. They own, you best believe they own a good percentage of it.
I would never think Jay-Z is. And you know, if the head is snitch, the whole body's a snitch. So his woman and kids are snitching.
Well, I don't know about his kids, but yeah, his woman.
Hey, I'm attacking the whole body, man. You know what I'm saying?
But yeah, man. So, that's what we got. It's an attack. It's really control over the black culture. That's what it comes down to.
Yeah, when you own those rights, that's basically you trying to own.
Right. We can finance anything that we want.
Back up.
We can finance anything that we want. But the problem is they ain't gonna let you do it. It ain't like we ain't got the money. We got the money. I'm not counting the billionaires. I'm just saying enough black millionaires. You can finance a black-owned company and let the employees be part owners, so they get dividends off what the company produces.
Yeah,
but they can't do it. They can't do it.
It's set up.
Shit, they get killed. get killed. Why you think Pimp C got killed? Pimp C got killed because he was basically ratting out all the gays, the gay supplements of Atlanta. They were trying to get him to be involved, but he chose not to. They said they made it like he overdosed on lean, but man, he been on lean for years, so he know how to take lean.
Nah, because hey, a brother from H-Town, you know, 3rd Ward, 5th Ward, and they know how to take their lean and moderate certain portion.
Yeah.
They never overdose. Pimp C ain't gonna overdose on something like that.
Nah, they over. And then Kid Frost, I posted this video.
I was watching it. Kid Frost gave up Suge Knight. He said, I'm gonna tell you, man, through acupuncture, they was
giving him
AIDS and HIV.
Right, because he had an injury. He was going for acupuncture treatment. Yeah, but then he said something. He said, "Look, man, how you gonna get AIDS? How you gonna get AIDS, right? And then 2 weeks later you're dead. It's not it's possible to get AIDS, but it's not possible to die in 2 weeks." Huh? The acupuncture.
It was hitting him with the acupuncture.
The acupuncture.
It hit him quick.
Hit him quick. Downright poisonous. But yeah, man.
Kid Bob was like, I got that $500,000 check. But I had to think about it. Hold on. Because there was old girl was calling him talking about easy on the ward. The war with HIV/AIDS.
He said, what? But he said at first he said, yeah, he just got a little like no, he had a
chest
was congested.
Turned into bronchitis.
Right, so that's why. But she said, no, man, nobody goes up to the 8th floor unless you got that. Yeah,
they don't let nobody up.
Nah, that was back then when it was real. I mean, it's still real, but I'm just saying it just was first coming out, so they were like quarantining and everything. Yeah, man. I mean, that's known. That I mean, what he did was give you. He gave you the details. I knew that he had gotten HIV. I just didn't know how. I knew that they gave him HIV. I didn't know how. Frost just put it all together.
And that's what happens when black people start coming together. The white man get nervous and he got to act on his impulses, being the lowest and the grimiest person ever.
And then because he was telling Frost, don't fuck with Suge.
Yeah.
He said he was the devil.
So Suge was back there too before he started messing with a Snoop Dogg in it.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, I mean, he was messing with Tupac because Tupac was the lead artist on Death Row. Then Snoop came out afterwards.
Bring that out real quick. Just real quick. Hold on a thing, y'all. I got this edification right here.
This is the book of Revelation, chapter 12, verse 12. Rejoice, ye heaven, and ye that dwell in them.
He said, rejoice. Why are you going to rejoice? Because happy are thou who are persecuted for thy name. Right?
Woe to the inhabitants of the earth.
A destruction to everybody, man. Because all y'all are transgressed, all y'all are in sin, and all of our people from the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Indians do not want to repent. Like that young brother that was just up under you.
I was hearing him. What are you talking about?
No, he's the third eye. That dude is destroyed for the lack of knowledge, man.
And
because
proudful.
he rejected the law, he's destroyed.
He's proudful too.
And that's what I brought out, man. Most High said,
Before the
because pride, because of your pride cometh contention.
Mm-hmm.
That's why we argue, is because of pride. You in your pride. So we're sitting here and being disputed towards one another because he don't want to listen. He said he got the knowledge of the Most High, but everything he's not. He doesn't know.
That's wicked.
Yeah. He already said he did witchcraft.
I like that outfit.
He already said he did witchcraft.
I'm just saying.
was doing a bunch of other stuff, man. That comes from pretending. Stand between the trees, barbecue shot. That comes from pretending as a kid. So read the finish reading there.
And of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath.
So the devil's not a red man that comes up out of the ground. Devil means liar and deceit. And the white man has deceived and lied to everybody since the Roman and Grecian Empire, since the Vatican Church, since the Roman Catholic Church that's still here. All right, we're gonna bring out some articles about them, man. But yeah, hey, Kid Frost, Kid Frost was tight. I like Kid Frost back in the day. Hey, Kid Frost was tight, man. Kid Frost.
But you know, back then too,
and I didn't recognize it too because he got older.
Yeah, but you know the thing now. Back then, believe it or not, blacks and Mexicans in Cali was kind of cordial.
Yep.
They were cordial. It was cordial. You know what I'm saying? I get, and then that hip hop was kind of measuring them together. They saw that as a threat. They put that wedge in there. They put that
wedge. What do you think the wedge was?
Get rid of Eazy-E for one, and then
Eazy was putting on Issachar.
Yeah, he put Issachar on, and then on top of that, just amping up the beat between the Issachar and
Get out! Get out! Don't do it. Get out! Run! You probably a white woman in that truck right now.
But yeah, man. I mean, it's the culture hijack. They got to hijack the culture and then control it. Really, the money. Control the money.
Control the money. You control it.
Right. Because you decide what music comes out. It used to be you had a whole genre of hip hop to listen to. Now you only got really one brand of hip hop. But it used to be, you know, the De La Souls and the Tribe Called Quest.
Yeah. ¿Qué pasa, niño? Hey. Azteca, right? Azteca, right? You know, hey, can I talk to you for like 5 minutes? I want to show them Azteca in the big Leon.
Yeah, one way or another.
I can show them Azteca in the Biblios. The name Azteca is in the Biblios. It's in there. I can show you. Huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
Come back. Gracias. But hey, Kid Frost, hey, man. Smooth. Top down. Hey, it was big on cars, man. Hey, lowriders back then. Man, you always thought.
No. So,
You always in the brother. Okay. All of a sudden, yeah. So they said R. Kelly with parental consent. Even though R. Kelly got parental consent, his lawyers is changing him. His lawyers flipped on him and everything else. Everything good over there? All right? His lawyers flipped on him. Then you got Bill Cosby, people coming in talking about, you know, he didn't do that after the man has been sentenced to everything else. All right? It was that Me Too tour. And he did it to Me Too. Me Too. He touched Me Too. He gave me this too. It was all that, man. Read that article, Robert Bishop.
Catholic Church child sexual abuse scandal.
Okay.
Now, what I'm not doing is measuring the righteousness according to the white man. I'm not trying to compare what we do to the white man as to say that, hey, we did this, but look at them, they did that. We should get the same respect and same rights as the white man. I'm not saying that.
Right.
All I'm doing is pointing out they are wicked as hell. If you didn't get them, why are you coming for them? It's just to let our people know that it's a setup. So our people can open their eyes, their third eye.
Their third eye.
All we want is our people to have ears to hear and eyes to see. Spiritual eyes, to know what's going on. Right? It's not to compare the righteousness of the white man to our righteousness, or compare the wickedness of our wickedness to the white man as it should be equal. Or no, it's not. I just want to let you know also to let you know how to the pull-up boys, right, of what they was talking about. See, what you got to know is that pedophilia has been in the Roman Catholic Church over centuries, over thousands of years, since the Grecian Empire, the Roman Empire, man. And it was in the Persian Empire too, man. It was in a lot of these empires, man. It was a lot of them.
Well,
right?
Their choice, yeah, but
Read the headline.
subs, that's the subs.
Catholic Church child sex abuse scandal. From Australian country towns to schools in Ireland and cities across the U.S., the Catholic Church has faced an avalanche of child sexual abuse.
What?
Of child sexual abuse.
Can you say that again?
An avalanche of child sexual abuse.
An avalanche of child sex abuse. You know what an avalanche is?
Okay.
Snow coming down.
Imagine a mountain full of snow, right? And it's coming all the way down. That's how much sexual predators come out of the Roman Catholic Church. What's going on, bro? How you doing, man? You headed to work?
Easy.
Yeah. You headed to work? Oh, you on your lunch break? Go get some lunch and come by, man. So read that again.
I guess
The Catholic Church has faced an avalanche of child sexual abuse.
Damn. Read.
That's
Accusations.
Hold on. There were no parental consents either. All the kids was doing is going to church on a Sunday, all right? And the priest pulled them back there to the communion or to the confession booth. And they reached their head through that little hole to touch that little boy. Or they call the little boy back there to have a little extra talk.
So, there's one time, remember, I was X-Man, remember X-Man?
Okay.
My friend? I went to church with him, right? Remember? On a Sunday?
Put that in the trash.
Damn. They went to a Catholic church. You have a room, right?
What's happening?
I don't know what they've been doing in there, right?
It's a confession room.
It's a confession room. They got this room where, four girls is with the priest. They say they're getting the stuff together. All right, the stuff together. They say they're getting the cross, the big old cross together, everything like that. It took a while for me to do that. I don't know why it takes a while, but hey.
Of child sexual abuse accusations in the last few decades.
In the what?
In the last few decades.
In the last few decades. All right, I know what a decade is, but I'm gonna get it for y'all. All right. So y'all know I'm gonna tell you phone time. A decade is equivalent to how many years?
Well, I don't know.
10 calendar years. And it says what?
I got another brother that's got.
An avalanche of child sexual abuse accusations in the last few decades. High-profile cases, testimony given to public inquiries.
A horror of testimonies given to court what?
Inquiries
Given to court inquiries, man. Horrifying. Read.
have continued to keep the issue in the headlines.
Has continued to keep the issues in the headlines. It's been up there for a while now, huh? Hey, these Catholic priests are molesting little boys, man. Hey, the Roman Catholic Church and the Romans has always, when they won wars, they always celebrated with little boys, not with women. They only used the women to reproduce, but they didn't really want to be with the women. They wanted to be with men. That's why when you look at the sculptures of the church, you see priests giving little boys head. Little boys giving a priest head.
And that's why he's playing football naked.
Yep. They play sports naked.
Like a faggot.
Jim means naked in the Greek.
Straight up.
And the most recent of these, Cardinal George Pell was convicted of abusing 2 choir boys in Melbourne in 1996.
What was his name?
Cardinal George Pell.
Cardinal George Pell?
All right, show.
Cardinal George Pell.
What you doing there? Pedophilia story?
Okay.
Go ahead. What's his name?
Cardinal George Pell.
Can you see it? Read.
Yeah, you can see it.
Read a little
Hold
bit
on,
up.
I'll let it.
Cardinal George Pell was convicted of abusing 2 choir boys in Melbourne in 1996.
Can you see it real good?
Yeah.
Cardinal George Pell. He was what?
Convicted of abusing 2 choir boys in Melbourne in 1996.
He looked like.
We didn't hear about that. Read.
He is Australia's highest ranking Catholic and was previously Vatican treasurer.
The what?
The Vatican treasurer.
The what?
The Vatican treasurer.
That took out the Apocrypha. Read.
Meaning he was widely seen as the church's 3rd most powerful official. And Theodore McCarrick, a former cardinal in the U.S.
Theodore McCarrick?
McCarrick. McCarrick.
What about him?
Was defrauded over abuse claims just 10 days earlier.
He was what?
Defrauded over abuse claims just 10 days earlier.
You see that word she said?
Defraud.
Defraud? Defraud.
Defraud.
Over abuse. Defraud. Over abuse. What's his name? Go back again.
Theodore McCarrick.
Louder.
Theodore McCarrick.
Theodore. That's Theodore McCarrick. You see it?
God, now you can see it.
That's Theodore McCarrick. He was just convicted of one few days earlier. Read. Hold on. Hey, give him one of those numbers. Well, what you gonna say? Go ahead.
I was about to say, wouldn't that be part of Stockholm syndrome? Like, all of our people getting on R. Kelly about it, but not worried about nothing about the white people. Because they done got comfortable with the white people. That's
They're
why.
trying to make a close relationship with the captors so that they can. You know, they see this coming this kingdom is coming down.
Making him the most senior Catholic figure to be dismissed from the priesthood in modern times.
Right.
Meanwhile, alleged cover-ups continue to dog the church.
Meanwhile, what?
Alleged cover-ups continue to dog the church.
Alleged cover-ups continue to dog the church.
And victims groups say the Vatican has not done nearly enough to right its wrongs.
The what? Say it again.
And victims groups say Vatican has not done nearly.
And victims groups are saying, they keep saying that the Vatican Church has not done enough to do what?
To right his wrong.
They have not done enough to right their wrongs off, man. Read.
In an effort to address the problem, Pope Francis recently held an unprecedented summit on pedophilia in the church.
So, what's his name again? Pope Francis has done what?
Held an unprecedented.
He has held an unprecedented what?
Summit on pedophilia in the church.
He's held an unprecedented summit on pedophilia in the church. That means he's talked about it, right?
Summit.
A summit. He has held an unprecedented summit on pedophilia in the church. All right, read. I mean, the Pope is not allowed to even have a wife, huh?
I think not.
No, that's what
Not and the priest. But there's another story that I think the Pope admitted that they were using the nuns as sex slaves. Did you see that story? That the Pope was saying that the priests were using the nuns as sex slaves.
They was.
Probably still are.
Using the nuns. And the nuns don't give nothing to nobody. Of course they gonna do that.
Yeah, to the priests.
Yeah.
Man.
Using the nuns as sex slaves, huh?
Yeah.
Wow. Enough for a sister. What is that? A movie with Whoopi Goldberg?
What, Sister? No, the one she played the Catholic.
Yeah.
That's an old one.
Yeah. I forgot the name of it though.
I know what you're talking
Sister Nun or something.
It's something that has to do with a nun.
Okay.
It's something nun.
Go ahead. Read.
How did all this come to light? Although some accusations date back to the 1950s, molestation by priests was first given significant media attention in the 1980s. In the US and in Canada. The 1980s. Oh.
So 50 years ago, man. Read.
In the 1990s, the issue began to grow, with stories emerging in Argentina, Australia, and elsewhere. In 1995, the Archbishop
Argentina and Australia and elsewhere.
Woo.
Read. Argentina, huh? Zebulon, right? Read.
In 1995, the Archbishop of Vienna, Austria, stepped down amid sexual abuse allegations rocking the church there.
What was his name?
His name is Vienna, Austria.
Vienna, Ostrich.
No, Vienna.
Vienna, Ostrich.
Vienna, Austria.
Vienna, Austria. Keep going.
Also, in that decade, revelations began of widespread
Within that 10 years, things begin to reveal. Read.
historical abuse in Ireland.
Read.
By the early 2000s, church sexual abuse was a major global story.
Sexual abuse was a major global story. Read. Go to the middle, man. Read.
In the U.S., determined reporting by the Boston Globe newspaper as captured in the 2015 film Spotlight exposed widespread abuse and how pedophile priests were moved around by church leaders instead of being held accountable.
Hold on, we're going to have a Me Too tour about them. Like I said, I don't want to measure the righteousness of the white man with what we do. I don't want it to be like, you know what? Hey, if we did this, you got to go get them for what they doing. No, our people should take accountability for what we do. That's why we are gathering ourselves as a nation together. All right, Zephaniah 2 and 12. 12 and 2, right? 2 and 12. Yeah, 2 and 12. Zephaniah 2 and 12. Gather yourself together, O nation, at the time.
Wait a minute, Zephaniah 2 and 1.
Yeah, 2 and 1. It's like, all right? So, that's what we're doing as a nation. We're gathering ourselves together. We're gathering ourselves together, man. All right? We're coming out here to prophesy to the wind, to the all the way to the four corners of the earth. All right? Just to bring out things so our people can understand, hey, stop trusting these people. Stop putting your trust in them.
People to come forward across the U.S. and around the world. A church commission report in 2004 said more than 4,000 U.S. Roman Catholic priests had faced sexual abuse allegations in the last 50 years.
In the what?
In the last 50 years.
In the last 50 years.
In cases involving having more than 10,000 children, mostly boys.
Mostly what?
Mostly boys.
Give me Isaiah 28 and 15. Read 9 and skip down to 15. Isaiah 28 and 9 and skip down to 15.
This is Isaiah chapter 28, verse 9. Whom shall he teach knowledge?
Whom shall he teach knowledge, right?
And whom shall he make to understand doctrine?
To understand these learnings, all right? To learn how to go to the four corners. Start to read.
Them that are weaned from the milk.
The law, our culture, things that we got to come back to, the law, statutes, and commandments, and teach repentance to our people. Read.
And drawn from the breast.
And drawn from the breast, man. Read.
For precept must be upon precept.
Whom shall he teach knowledge, man? It's to these brothers that are out here on these street corners, man. That's trying to tell y'all, get y'all to come up here to understand what's going on. And to listen to these people. To make covenants with them. To make any type of agreement. An agreement, a covenant is an agreement. If you have sex with somebody outside of your race, your nation, that is an agreement. That's something you're not supposed to do. All right? Those are agreements. When you are a friend with somebody outside your nation, that is a covenant. That is an agreement. You are agreeing to be his friend. And that was what's wrong with us, man. Like when we had took down the walls of Jericho. When we had took down the Jebusites and everything else. What happened with Joshua? What did he do? No, Joshua didn't do it, but the other brothers made a covenant with the other nation that came over there with sackcloth and everything else. He was mad that they did that. The Most High said make no covenants with them, no agreements, no nothing. So we couldn't even kill them because the other brothers had made covenants with them. And that's what our people are doing now. They're making covenants with everybody. Stop being everybody's friend. Be a friend to your own nation, man. Love your own people.
Isaiah 28, verse 15. Because ye have said, we have made a covenant with death.
You have made an agreement with death. The white man, all he do is rob, steal, and murder. That is death right there. Read.
And with hell are we at agreement.
And with these Hellenistic, not Hellenistic, but these conditions that we lived in, that we are living in, our people are satisfied with breadcrumbs. With a little bit that they give us, and we do more than everybody else. People come here, get businesses, and they sell our stuff to us. When they being like us, they're culture vultures. All right? You're okay with these hell conditions. You're okay with people setting up your own people. Bill Cosby was about to buy a news station. You're okay with that. You were a part of the Me Too tour. You were part of that. Put him locked up if he's doing all of that. You didn't even take the time to look into it and to see if he was telling the truth or not. Now they're backing up from the case. And with what?
And with hell are we at agreement.
You like these hell's conditions, man. Read.
With the overflowing scourge shall pass thorough.
With the what?
With the overflowing scourge shall pass thorough.
Overflowing scourge, man. This ace whooping you're getting right now. With this tongue lashing you're getting right now. With them trying to kill our culture. This overflowing scourge, man, is killing our culture, man. They trying to take all our people out. We were just talking about Kid Frost, Easy E and M. Come on, man, read.
It shall not come unto it. For we have made lies our refuge.
And you guys have made lies your refuge. All right, Stockholm Syndrome's your refuge, man. You hide in it. You're continually trying to make a covenant with your oppressor because you're scared of it, man. You've made lies with. What's some of the lies they made as their refuge?
I mean, pagan holidays.
Yeah. Something they can join on to their oppressor with.
Right.
You know,
celebrating St. Patty's Day.
I think today's St. Patty's Day.
No, it was yesterday.
Yesterday?
Yeah.
Something they can graft on, they can
it's
cleave
today.
onto.
It's today.
It's today.
Oh,
Something
so
they can cleave onto
they
to
acting
the
like
right
a
way.
fool downtown.
Yeah. Hey, we're coming down here with you to celebrate St. Patty's Day. You know?
Sorry.
Hugging up with their enemy.
Man.
Read.
And under falsehood have we hid ourselves.
And under what?
Under falsehood have we hid
And
ourselves.
under falsehood have you hid yourself. You hid yourself under all these pagan holidays. You hid yourself, you're hiding yourself under these lies and not your own nationality.
False idols, this man. Like,
Yep. Hiding yourself under this fake Jesus. You're hiding yourself under a black, being a black man, being a black woman, instead of being an Israelite. You're hiding yourself under being a Mexican. When you actually Issachar from the nation of Israel. You're hiding yourself under all these false things to stop from being who you really are. You're scared to be who you really are. Read.
I think that's it.
Let's go back to article. What's going on with you, bro? You know, same issue, different one.
Exactly.
How you feeling today?
All day, feeling great.
You sure of that?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not even gonna argue with you. Okay? I'm not gonna argue with you. And put it in the trash, man. Hold it up, put it in the trash. Come on, man. Come on. Put it in the trash. The water.
U.S. church officials described as credible allegations that he sexually assaulted a teenager nearly 50 years ago.
These are a Catholic priest. They keep molesting little boys. Alright? Hey, sex trafficking is being pushed by CPS. CPS is doing sex trafficking, man. CPS. A lot of little black females at the age of 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15 are coming up missing by the thousands. By the thousands. Really?
He says he has no recollection of it. In May, Archbishop Philip Wilson became the most senior Catholic in the world to be charged with concealing.
Oh, what's his name again?
Archbishop Philip Wilson.
Archbishop Philip Wilson. Now start that again.
In May, Archbishop Philip Wilson became the most senior Catholic in the world to be charged with concealing child sexual abuse in Australia in the 1970s.
I was trying to focus.
Margaret McGuckin from Survivors and Victims of Institutional Abuse, a historic abuse charity based in Northern Ireland, said the Pope's response was too little, too late, and said nothing will change with the letter. Said nothing will change.
I would need to charge it.
Huh? You have to wait. You have to step back.
Trying to get.
Let's talk about something else. Pedophilia Catholic Church is kind of not boring, it's not depressing. It's just sickening, man. To even talk about it. It's sickening.
They said nothing will change. Okay, calm. The Pope's response was too little, too late, and said nothing will change
Said
with
what?
the letter.
Nothing will change with the letter. The Pope has less confidence than It's ridiculous, man.
And so that means he aware of what's going. That means it's gonna keep happening. He's aware. He like writing a letter ain't gonna do that. It's gonna keep happening.
What's he saying? What's he saying? So now we're going to talk about France and their extremist protesters. All right, you got the yellow vest protesters, right? The yellow vest represents the middle class and the poor. All right, who are getting tired of the government, which is President Macron, looking out for the 1%, the rich. Basically, what America is doing now. France is doing what America is doing. That's what they're doing. All right.
The only difference is people are uprising.
Yeah, the only difference is the people is upright. These people down here are docile. People in France is not.
Nah, that's the difference.
Yeah. But
and in Germany, and in Greece.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, there's different uprisings. So,
it's different uprisings.
yeah, but I mean, it's based on the same principle.
Come. They and like you said earlier, there's a lot of black people that are over there too. You know?
Yeah.
Some black Frenchmen, they're going in there too.
Yeah, and Arab Frenchmen.
Yeah, Arab Frenchmen and Muslims and stuff like that. They in there getting down.
Right.
Hey, come and hold the battery back. No, let him hold it in his hand. Oh yeah, let's go. So let's read.
Oh yeah. I just don't use it.
I'm not going to say Hey, can you take the sweater off your hand? There you go. Good. So go ahead.
Chaos breaks out between police and yellow vests as protests grow more violent.
And they go violent. People have been killed over here and there. And the yellow vest is the middle class and the lower class workers. right? All they're doing is getting tired. Breaks they give to the rich and the 1%. You know, a lot of things, man.
And the cost of living.
And the cost of living
that they can't afford.
Yeah, cost of living that they can't afford. Like here, the same thing is going over here. The same thing is going on in Greece. You know,
minimum wage, and then when you get minimum wage raises, the rate gets harder.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah,
every time you get minimum wage raises, they go up.
Exactly.
Right, everything goes up.
It's like they're paying attention to your work.
Right. Pay attention to your pay.
Come. My apartment complex kept on asking me. They want me to sign a form, or another form again to see how much I make. I ain't signing nothing. What you need to know how much I make for? My rent's right here. I mean, yeah.
Right.
Oh, we just doing something. I know what you're doing.
Yeah, you're trying to figure out how to raise the rent.
Trying to count my pockets.
Yeah,
that's what you're doing. Trying to count my pockets. We need to know how much I make. You already said the rent is this. That's it. That is it. At first, we need to fix a couple things around here. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, read.
Tensions between the yellow vest protesters and the police
But this
have
is
blown over
predominantly
again.
This is predominantly Edomites. Okay, read.
As the protests in France become more violent.
Because what?
As the protests in France become more violent.
I'm surprised they're not using just frustrated people. Read.
Demonstrators seem to be losing faith in President Macron's attempts to solve the important issues that have divided the country.
Hey, everybody here do not believe in President Trump solving issues. But people here are more docile than over there. Over there, they're not playing. They tearing stuff up.
They know.
And watch when we get deep into the article, like us, we tear up our own neighborhood. They're going to the rich neighborhoods and tearing stuff up.
Right, they're going to the business districts.
Yeah, read. That's smart. Read.
In December, Macron attempted to appease angry protesters with 11.2 billion.
With what?
11.2 billion
Dollars to give or what?
in tax cuts.
And what?
In tax cuts.
Only
So what happened?
He tried to appease them with 11.2 billion in tax cuts.
To the people?
Yeah. That really ain't nothing.
Not really. Right.
It really ain't nothing. You can do the math on that. That's like them talking about they're gonna give us 200 billion in for reparations. But when you mix that up with over 500 or 5 million people, it's like $200 a month.
Yeah.
Come on, man. You gotta get out of here. They act like people can't count.
Right.
Read.
And other benefits for low-wage pensioners. However, his attempts fell short at quelling the unrest.
Hey, they fell short. Them smart white people got together and said, man, that ain't nothing. He trying to throw us breadcrumbs. Read.
Right. They thought they didn't understand it.
Yeah. Come on, man. People are not just gonna do that. Oh, man, they dying. People are getting killed over there.
This week, up to 500,000 people participated in 10,000 different.
To how many?
How many? I'm about to say the same thing. How many?
500,000 people.
500,000 people, man. You got
a 500,000 people on the streets, not in front of the internet, on the street.
Woo!
That's a whole different ball game.
Yeah.
That's a whole different ball game. That's
half a million.
Yeah, that's
half a million white folks. Half of that is
mad as hell.
So imagine what.
So you get a 500,000 people on the street. Them cops are looking real small.
Oh yeah.
They looking real small. Real small. Man.
Go ahead, read that.
Like a target. They straight target.
Yeah.
Hey, they don't want to have to do. We got the spirit with them. To attempt to come to an agreement about the taxes and other vital economic policies.
And other what?
Vital economic policies.
Other vital economic policies, right? Read.
that sparked the initial protest.
That what?
That sparked the initial protest.
Vital policies that sparked the initial protest. Read.
The talks which were called the Great Debate.
The talks that were called the what?
The Great Debate.
The what?
The Great Debate.
Oh yeah, the Great Debate. Read.
Were ultimately considered a failure.
A what?
A failure.
Why? Because the white man ain't nobody but his damn self.
Right, that's just straight greed. That's all that
it's greed, man.
That's
And
the
his own
rich.
people.
I mean, that's basically the rich hoarding everything for themselves.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
Yeah.
And they put the president of France in office to protect their interests.
Exactly.
So
Because he can talk to the people real nicely and calm them down.
at least he
thought.
did.
Yeah,
He
he
thought.
thought.
He thought.
Yeah,
He thought. But you can't talk to a person when his pocket's empty.
Yeah. He was
Or hungry. Or can't pay their rent. Or can't pay their gas
he
bill.
was just a pawn put there.
Yeah,
He
front
was
man.
popular, yeah.
Front man. But hey,
That's like, have you saw that one movie when Jim Carrey was put on there as a spokesperson when
Nah.
the company was going down? I forgot what it was called. But Jim Carrey, an Edomite, was put up for the spokesperson on TV, but Globodyne went under. Yeah, Harry and Sally, I think it was Harry and Sally movie or something like that. But the company Globodyne went under, and he was supposed to be a spokesperson to go in there, and he didn't even know that the company was going down in flames.
nah, he didn't know.
That's just like Macron. He's up there. He didn't know damn France was going down in flames, but he's a
No, I think he knows because he's getting his cut. He's got to give the face that things are gonna get better. You don't need to be upset. I'm gonna do this. Why? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Kind of like what Trump's trying to do before the economy here tanks. It's gonna tank. It's gonna tank. But he trying to make it sustain itself until 2020 to after the election.
This man to do a bunch of dumb moves.
To make it sustain itself to 2020 to after the elections. That's why you got all these stores shutting down. You know, all these stores here shutting down.
Yeah,
like
Payless shut down.
Right, and then you got 99-cent store about to shut down.
How does a 99-cent store go out of business? It's the 99-cent store.
I mean, it is what it is.
That's crazy.
I mean, but they're competing against other Family Dollar. Dollar Tree is clothing stores. So what you have here is basically manufacturing is not producing enough goods, and people don't have the money to buy.
That's why
Save a lot.
force people to live together. People want to start living together.
I mean, Save a Lot supermarkets is going to be shut down. You know what I'm saying? So all that, I mean, the storm that's over in Europe right now will come to America. Only when it comes to America is going to be a whole lot worse. And let's not forget the New Zealand massacre. You saw the whole globally Muslims taken to the streets having protests about the massacre. So
one girl just just put a building on fire. Muslim girl.
Where?
A building on fire. I read past it. I saw it. Yeah, Muslim girl sets building on fire.
But where was it at? All right, we gotta find that one.
We're gonna find it later on.
But the whole point is they are kicking a hornet's nest. Okay, they are kicking. Listen, they're protesting peacefully. What happens when they do something that make them say, "Well, look, we just gonna go on jihad"? Everybody. Okay, you ain't ready for that.
They throwing up Illuminati signs too, white power signs.
Right. All in court, all praising Donald Trump for unifying the whole white race. So this is Isaiah, the 13th chapter. For every man shall return to his own nation. But what you have with Muslims, you have the Sunni Muslims, you got white Muslims, you got Pakistani, Indian, African, French, all nationalities are part of the Sunni Muslim group. So you got all these people protesting peacefully. What is the world going to do when they decide to have jihad?
What does jihad mean?
Jihad means holy war. Okay. So when the National Council of Imams over in the Arab world see all these killings happening in these mosques around the world, don't think they ain't gonna there's not gonna be a blowback behind that. Okay, these cells are waiting on orders. That's all that is. They waiting on orders. And who's gonna give the order? Yahweh Bashem Yahushua Mashiach. He the one that's gonna set it off. He the one gonna make these Muslims go off. He's the one that's gonna bring jihad. From jihad, you're gonna have civil war here in America and over in Europe. Okay, you got all these white hate groups. Okay, it's divine intervention when the Most High allows some entity of law enforcement to bust 4 or 5 white supremacists with all these guns, with all this ammunition, with all these bombs, with the mission of killing black people. You don't understand that. It's divine intervention, okay? The Most High said, nah, I'm gonna hold back the winds of destruction. I want my people to have that mark on them, okay? I want my people to be ready, because he about to unleash it. These white supremacists are ready to go the hell off.
He trying to seal it.
I mean, you got you had a white man riding in a station wagon with a bomb that fit in the back seat. Okay. You don't hear nothing else about that. Why not? Because they're trying to keep things hush, trying to keep people asleep. They want you worrying about all this other nonsense instead of what you need to be worrying about the new terrorist threat, which is white supremacy. Okay. Listen, they ain't labeled the Klan as a terrorist organization. That's amazing. But they're ready to label us as a terrorist organization. Okay? The Black Panthers is a terrorist organization. Any type of African or black movement, they want to label that as a terrorist organization.
Because that's why they're making us they are making us look bad.
Well, I mean, but the truth is still gonna come out. All right. They will spin the narrative any way they can to make us look as the bad guys. When white people are the ones being the bad guys. They're the ones actually committing the terrorist acts. You know, Donald Trump didn't condemn the act as a terrorist act. He basically took the opportunity to now place blame on immigration. All those people in that mosque had the legal right to be in that country. Okay, so there wasn't illegal aliens in New Zealand. Okay,
so because they were illegals, it's the reason why that white man went over there and blew them up.
Or I guess he was justifying doing it because they were illegal aliens in that country. At least that's what he thought.
Is that why they go and shoot up white schools too? Because his people are not illegal aliens?
Nah, they shoot him up because he's the devil that the Bible speaks of. Okay. He is the devil that the Bible speaks of. And you about to see the true name. Listen, Revelation 12:12. Get that. Revelation 12 chapter and the 12th verse. Okay. Y'all need to understand the spirit is changing in these streets. The spirit is changing the world. Okay. And then get Ecclesiastes the 3rd chapter. Okay, Revelation 12:12. You got it? All right, go ahead.
This is Revelation chapter 12, verse 12.
In the Bible.
Therefore, rejoice, ye heaven, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he had but a short time.
He knows that he has but a short time. So this is why you see these acts of terrorism around the world. Okay? All these acts of terrorism are happening because the devil is losing his kingdom. And these terrorist acts is coming to America. They already happened. What happened in South Carolina? You remember that? When the white boy went into the black church and shot up all those black people, and then the police took him to Burger King afterwards. Okay, that's the reality. The so-called white man is the devil that the Bible speaks of. All right? You better get it together because terrorism and war is coming to America. Sell that gum and get yourself a sword. Go ahead.
It's the book of Ecclesiastes chapter 3 verse 1. To everything there is a season and a time to every purpose under the heaven. A time to be born and a time to die. A time to plant and a time to pluck up that which is planted.
What's being plucked up is the evil and wickedness and the malice and the hatred that the so-called white man has planted around the world. And people are sick and tired. That's why they take it to the streets in France, taking to the streets in Germany, taking to the streets in Greece, and they're going to take to the streets here in America. Okay? What's going to take down America is white people. Okay? And then in the course of that, the civil war is going to happen here in the streets of America that's going to involve the white man versus everybody else. And especially you so-called black people, Latino people. All right?
That's right.
Race wars is coming to the streets of America. The point of us coming out here is to warn you of what the Most High has prophesied in the Bible and to call you back to repentance, obedience, Yahweh Shai, your nation, Yashala, and the understanding and preparing for these last days that are coming to the streets of America. Go ahead.
A time to kill and a time to heal.
Well, we ain't in the healing time. What needs to be healed is you so-called black, West Indian, Haitians, Dominicans, Panamanians, Puerto Ricans, Cubans, North American Indian, Seminole Indian, Argentinians, Chileans, Colombian, Brazilian, Uruguayans, and Mexicans. It's time for you to heal these breaches that you have against each other and to come together as the 12 tribes of the nation of Israel. You are the nation of Israel. That is the name that the Most High has called you. All these pagan names that you go by are not your true identities. Okay? America's headed towards the Third World War as prophesied in the Bible. America's headed towards civil war. America's headed towards race wars. And you so-called black people, Latino people, better wake up. Because these white boys got one agenda, and that is to kill you. Okay? Shoot you down in cold blood. Okay? Go ahead, any more?
A time to break down and a time to build up.
And we're trying to build you up with wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, and to build you up in the law, Torah, the moral, civil, and dietary laws and ceremonial laws found in the Holy Bible, to get you to start keeping the weekly Shabbat, which is from Friday night sundown to Saturday night sundown, to teach you to keep the holy convocations found in Leviticus the 23rd chapter, like the Feast of Tabernacles, like the Day of Atonement, like Passover, like the Feast of Unleavened Bread that's about to come up on April 18th at sundown, okay? But you don't know these things, the day of Pentecost, okay? Purim,
50 days.
Okay, Hanukkah. Why don't you know these things? Because your pastors are not teaching you the truth according to the Bible, right? But all around you is the judgment of the Heavenly Father. He's the one that's stirring up the hornet's nest. He's the one that's about to stir up these Muslims to bring in the holy jihad. He's the one that's going to stir up these white supremacists to bring in the race war. But you so-called white people, you so-called black people, you got a chance to get it together. But if you don't get it together, you in harm's way. Okay? You about to be stubble. You about to be set on fire. You obsolete. Okay? The white man don't need you anymore. He can replace you with a robot. Okay? He's done replaced you with every other ethnic group here in America. So you better get it together. Any more? Go ahead.
A time to weep and a time to laugh. A time to mourn and a time to dance. A time to cast away stones and a time to gather stones together. A time to embrace and a time to refrain from embracing.
So this is that time. We don't need to be embracing our enemies. We need to be embracing each other in wisdom, knowledge, and understanding.
That's right.
Those that are seeking the truth of Yahweh, B'Hashem, Yahweh Shai, and Mashiach. Those that are willing to be obedient to the Torah, okay? To be obedient to the Tanakh, to be commandments found in the Holy Bible. That's who we need to be embracing. That's who we need to be coming together with. That's who we need to be organizing as a nation, okay? Nations are coming together with their own people. So you so-called black people, you so-called Latino people, you so-called West Indian, Haitians, Dominicans, Panamanians, Puerto Ricans, Cubans, North American Indian, Seminole Indian, Argentinians, Chileans, Colombian, Brazilian, Uruguayans, and Mexicans. You need to come together as your nation, which is the nation of Israel that the Bible speaks.
That's right.
All right, that was it on that. All right, go ahead.
A time to get and a time to lose. A time to keep and a time to cast away.
Cast away lies. Cast away evil. Cast away sin. Cast away everything that goes against the Bible. That's what you need to cast away.
That's right.
All right. What you need to bring together is your nationality. Bring together your people, your understanding. Okay. Your organizational skills. All the skill sets that you use to make money here in America, you need to bring it to your people so you can help your own people. That's what needs to happen. Go ahead.
A time to rent and a time to sow. A time to keep silence and a time to speak.
It's a time to speak right now. And we speaking according to the word of the Holy Bible. That you so-called Negroes, West Indian, Haitians, Dominicans, and Panamanians listed on this sign, you are the nation of Israel that the Bible speaks of. You need to come back to the Lord's statutes, commandments in the Bible. Okay? You need to come back to the Lord's statutes, commandments in the Bible, or you will be caught up in the destruction that's coming to America.
That's right.
America is headed towards civil war. America is headed towards race wars. America is headed towards the third world war that the Bible speaks of when you read in Joel, the 3rd chapter. All right? Go ahead.
A time to love and a time to hate.
And we are in the time to love our own people and to hate those that hate us. To hate those that despitefully use you. To hate those that have a plan of destruction against you.
That's right.
All right? You will not get justice here in America. So stop asking for it. The only way you'll get justice when you're willing to take that justice in your own hands. That's the only way you will get justice. Okay? Only way. Read.
A time of war and a time of peace.
We're in the time of war. Okay? Nations shall rise up against nations. Okay? Matthew, the 24th chapter. Was it more? Was it? When Christ is talking about nations shall rise up against.
Okay, I got that. 24 and 26. And 26 to 31.
All right. Because what we're trying to do is to wake you up and to prepare you for these last days. Okay? New Zealand is a wake-up call. That white boy, that white supremacist, that terrorist, he had one agenda to kill as many people as he could that day in that mosque. And he ended up killing over 49 people and wounding over 20 people. All right? He killed a lot of people, and he videotaped it with GoPro. He had the video camera on his helmet. All right? That's why you saw it as first-person shooter. All right? This is the agenda that's being pushed around the world. So Matthew, the 24th chapter. Got it?
You wanted the nation shall rise against nation.
Well, I mean, all right, yeah. Start from 5. Matthew 24, verse 5.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 24, verse 5. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am Christ, and shall deceive many.
And that day is coming. There's going to be a lot of false prophets rising up saying that they're Christ. They got the whole Blue Beam Project. What's Blue Beam Project basically is they're going to create this large hologram of an image of Christ being able to speak as Christ, but really it's just an illusion. Okay, it's a hologram. Okay, that's the Blue Beam Project. Look it up. Okay, so many shall come in my name saying that I am Christ, but believe them not. Go ahead.
And ye shall hear of war and rumors of war.
So where the war is happening in the Middle East. in the valley of Jehoshaphat, meaning the valley of decision, where all nations are going to be gathered, and there shall the Most High judge for his people Israel. Go ahead.
See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass.
And all these things must come to pass. Go ahead.
But the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom.
So the kingdom of the so-called white man is going to be at war with every other nation on the planet Earth. He's at war right now. He's at war in Africa. He's at war in the Middle East. He's at war over in Asia. He's at war in all parts of the world, okay? And he's still not satisfied because he can never have enough. That's why he's at war, to gather all resources onto himself. Read.
And there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places.
And there are pestilence happening. There's locusts plaguing over in Saudi Arabia, okay? There's earthquakes happening over in Indonesia. There's tsunamis happening over in Indonesia, okay? There's tsunamis happening over in Japan, okay? There's earthquakes happening over in Hawaii, okay? You got volcanoes erupting around the world. All these are signs that the Most High is bringing judgment on the planet Earth. Read.
All these are the beginning of sorrow.
All these are the beginning of sorrow. Okay? The sorrow is when there's no more food in these supermarkets. What you gonna do then? Okay, the sorrow is gonna be when there's no more electricity, no more heat, okay, no more gas, nothing. Okay? These streets are gonna be full of people going crazy. And that's prophesied in the Bible. All right? Go ahead.
Then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted, and shall kill you, and ye shall be hated of nations for my name's sake.
And all the prophets, those that go out to spread the word of the Most High, we will be hated of all nations, of all the people. All right? That's all biblical prophecy, because the Most High said he's waiting for the martyrs to be killed. Then he shall bring that judgment. Okay? Those that have been designated to be martyrs will be killed before the Heavenly Father. All right? What you say? What you say? No, we haven't. Okay. Go ahead.
And then shall many be offended, and shall betray one another, and shall hate one another.
And that hatred's being shown now. These white supremacists have one agenda: to kill everybody that's non-white, basically. You know what I'm saying? Make America great again is to make the so-called white man great. To make the so-called white man in rulership once again. But his rulership is over. He's about to go through judgment by the word of the Heavenly Father. He done had his run. His run is about over. Okay? The next run he's gonna be doing is in slavery. Running to pick that cotton.
That's right.
Running to pick that watermelon. Running to pick those peas.
He better hit some laps right now.
Right. He running now. They the ones on jogging. Okay. Black people too busy working, trying to work. Okay. But yeah, he running. He going to the gym. Okay. He got the gym memberships. He's doing Pilates. All right. He's doing Zumba. He's doing everything. You know, cardio, kickbox. You know, he's swimming. He going to the beach. It's good. Get in shape, because you're gonna be in shape for slavery.
That's right.
By the word of the Heavenly Father. Any more to that?
Nah, that's it.
Okay, cool. What you got? Okay, you come back.
Come. Give me go to 12 and 25. Hey, it's coming here, man. And there's a time to hate, there's a time to love. Go to class.
Look, you know, it's the irony of it, to be honest with you, you know, the sheer irony of it is we're the ones that have been crying wolf for a pretty long time. You know what I'm saying? Some longer than others, but the point is we've been crying wolf. But right now, keeping it 100, The wolf is knocking on that door. And in some places, he's kicking the door in, and he is waving the 4-4, and he is hitting them upside the head. And they are saying, please don't hit me no more. And he's still hitting them. Okay? He hitting them with them shells. He hitting them with that AK. He hitting them with that Uzi. He hitting them with that shotgun. Okay? The wolf is coming. And when the wolf come, he don't play. Okay? He coming in tearing things up. So take heed to the warning.
Good? Everything good? Take heed to the warning. Read that.
12-25, right?
Oh, go 26.
Come on,
Nah.
What you want?
Go to the
just
water.
bring it to him.
You want this too?
No.
No.
So, it's not that little. Let's go.
In December, Macron attempted to appease angry protesters with 11.2 billion in tax cuts.
And this is where all the rioting is going on in France, Germany, and what else? France, Germany,
And in Greece.
and in Greece. They rioting. These white people are rioting like crazy, and it's about to come here.
Right.
Read?
But the article is basically focusing on France.
Yeah,
Right.
It's focusing on France, but it's the same economy
Problem.
shift. The same Black, Hispanic, or Native Indians going crazy. It's going to be white people going crazy, and they're going to start shooting everybody.
Right.
And other benefits for low-wage pensioners. However, his attempts fell short at quelling the unrest.
And President Trump and them have already fell short. Read?
This week, up to 500,000 people participated in 10,000 different meetings spread across the country.
Hold on. Pull that precinct real quick. Pull that precinct. This is Dagon in the back. Everybody's trusting. Hey, people are still going out voting. Man, I see women at work. When I'm driving a bus, I see Black and Hispanic women getting on the bus talking about the next election. That is stupid.
They don't know better.
You in a country that they don't even like their own people.
Right.
Read?
Matthew 12, verse 25. Salakia, verse 26. And if Satan cast out
And
Satan,
if what?
and if Satan cast out Satan,
Our adversaries, our enemies. If our enemies cast out our other enemies, their own people. White people are killing their own people. They don't care. They're killing their own people. So if what?
if Satan cast out Satan,
If Satan cast out Satan, read,
he is divided against himself.
he's divided against himself. So since the white man's divided against himself, what's going to happen?
How shall then his kingdom stand?
How then shall his kingdom stand? So what's the whole point of y'all voting for? He's divided against himself. That's just like the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Indians. We're divided against ourselves. We can't even stand. So how we expect them to stand? Read.
And if I, by Beelzebub, cast out devils, by whom do your children,
If I by the devil or Satan, Beelzebub, read.
by whom do your children cast them out?
Start over again.
And if I, by Beelzebub, cast out devils, by whom do your children cast them out?
If Satan is casting out devils, if our enemies is casting out their own people, read.
By whom do your children cast them out?
So how's your children going to know who to cast out? They're going to be looking around like, hold on, they're killing each other. So how will they know better? Read.
Therefore, they shall be your judges.
Therefore, they should be your judges. That's why the so-called white man is judging you and killing you right now. He's killing you. He goes into your church, blow your head off, and then what? They get scot-free. They get pensions. They get off for free. Nothing happened to them.
They
The
go get
priest,
Burger King and
the
McDonald's.
Catholic priest gets to ram his rod up your kid's butt and then get off. See how much you laughed at. Read. reading that.
But if I cast out devils by the Spirit of God,
but if we cast out these devils by the Spirit of God, which is this, we're casting out all the Caucasians by the Spirit of God. We letting you know their lives. Read.
Then the kingdom of God
is what?
Then the kingdom of God,
which is what?
Is come unto you.
It's come unto you. Because we're coming from the Spirit of God. We're letting you know what's going on. We're letting you know that Satan is casting out Satan. We're letting you know he's the devil. How can Satan cast out the devil, man? And who's just, they're the same people. Basically, look at it. They're the same people. Satan people, which is the so-called white. The Most High has his chosen. All right? For the devil has come down upon you with a great wrath. Why? Because he knows his time is near. He knows his rulership is about to be done. Like all the other empires before, man. All right? Like the Babylonian Empire. Like the Persian and Medes that conquered the Babylonians. Then like the Roman Empire that conquered the Persians and the Medes. Right? And then it broke down to America, breaking off from the Roman Empire. A feet of iron and clay. You know, the Roman Empire is iron and America is the clay. That's just what it is. They are partly strong and partly weak. What is so strong about them? Their military power. What is so weak about them is their social economy. The people are divided against the people. Period. And that's just how it is. Oh. So, if the iron is part of, let's go to that, man. Let's go to that. Let's go to that, man.
Daniel chapter 2, verse 40. And the fourth kingdom shall, Daniel chapter 2, verse 40. And the fourth kingdom shall be strong as iron.
Read. That's the Roman Empire. It shall be strong as iron. Read.
For as much as iron breaketh in pieces and subdueth all things.
They have conquered all the kingdoms. They subdued all these other three kingdoms. Read.
And as iron that breaketh all these, shall it break into pieces.
And even though it's strong, it's going to break in pieces. Read.
And bruise.
Read.
And whereas thou sawest the feet and toes, part of potter's clay.
And as thou sawest the feet and the toes of potter's clay, all right, the toes represent. Read.
and part
the toes of clay represented America. Read.
and part of earth,
What?
and part of earth.
Read.
The kingdom shall be divided.
The what?
The kingdom shall be divided.
Because you got the revised Roman Empire, but it's America still. That's why you still got the Roman Catholic Church still in charge. The Roman Catholic Church that's in charge of everything. They're over the Roethlisbergers and everything, the Rothschilds and everything. The Roman Catholic Church is over everybody. Read.
But there shall be in it of the strength of the earth, for as much as thou sawest the iron mixed with mirror clay,
Right? Read.
and as the toes of the feet were part of earth
Right?
and part of clay.
And it's the Roman Empire and America.
So the kingdom shall be partly strong
So the kingdom shall be partly strong, right? Read.
and partly broken.
And partly broken. Read.
And whereas thou sawest iron mixed with mirror clay, they shall mingle themselves with the seed of man.
Some mingle them what?
Themselves with the seed of man.
All these other nations. Read.
But they shall not cleave one to another.
And they shall what?
They shall not cleave one to another.
None of these nations cleave with the white man like the black, Hispanic, and Native Indian. They do their own thing. That's why you got the Chinatown. That's why you got all these other stores in Somalians and Africans. They stick with their own people. They mix with the seed of man. That's the Babylonian. This is Babylonian right here. All right, this is spiritual Babylon right here, man. All the nations come to this whore to drink of his wine, man. All the philosophies and everything. Read.
Even as iron is not mixed with clay. And in the days of these kings shall the God of heaven set up a kingdom,
Right.
which shall never be destroyed.
Right.
And the kingdom shall not be left to other people.
Right. So that's when the Israelites are going to rule. It's not going to be left to other people, man. So everything that happened from the Babylonian Empire to now happened for a reason. The elder was talking about it earlier, man. How was this like a movie? You know what I mean? The Most High written the script and everything. He wrote it how I wanted to play off, and it just played out. How the Most High wanted it. How Jacob got the promises, because the elder's supposed to get the promises, but Jacob got it because he supplanted Esau. It was supposed to go like that, man. And that was ultimately going to piss off the so-called white man. He is mad about it. Because it goes without saying the way he pursues with the sword why he is still mad. All right, that's it. Come on with A lot of meat. Because in a little bit it says how Esau, he's going to get 1,000 years of captivity, and then he's going to be put to death. He will be, the white man will be no more. But people are not listening to that, man. Hey, this devil right here, man, he is insane. He's a sociopath. A psychopath and a sociopath, man. That's just who he is. But our people, they love because they're too scared to stand up to. But hey, all that stuff is happening in France and Germany, man, it's about to come here, across here, man. A lot of death is going to come to this soil. A lot of death is going to come here, man. All right? You got anything to say?
No.
And with that, I give all praises, honor, and glory to the Most High God, Yahweh. We do so in the name of His only begotten Son, Hamashiach Yahweh Shai. And with that, Shalom.